Oh, goodness. Hey, guys. Welcome back, everyone, to Astro Chat Live. Paige is here. Deepika is here. How are you guys feeling? Oh, my God. Dahlia? Dahlia? Dahlia. Yeah. No. A minute late, and I thought I was going to miss the entire live. No, girl, we are just getting started. You are right on time. Megan says, am I the only one that just feels overwhelmed with life lately? We are going to talk about that. 100%. Kian says, hey, Jess, it's my birthday. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. Rebecca Jade says, here we go. Hey, Jess. Hey, honey. Welcome back to, oh my God, if the internet gives me a hard time right now, I'm going to go down the spectrum and ask them to please help. Okay. Armel says, whoa, I'm so excited. Guys, hopefully we did everything that we could with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully it'll be all well and good and we won't have any issues. It may have a little bit of spotty moments coming in and out. We decided that we're going to need to just completely throw away our entire provider and go with someone else. But it's tough because in our area, it's a little limited who we can go with. But we did find someone and the reviews are fire. We've been doing our research, but it's my current website provider is just, or not website, my current internet provider is not giving what they need to be giving right now. Just not. Okay. Charity says, hey, Jess, I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy for you to be here with me and with all of us right now. I am so excited. There is so much that we need to talk about. And I actually grabbed one of my decks here that I'm going to be shuffling from as we just uncover all of these energies because there's a lot going on. A lot. Okay, Amanda says, hello, no warning, just hey, she's live. There was a few warnings, actually. I sent out an email. I put it on my Instagram. I put it on YouTube like a week ago. The video was up. But I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me again. Ashley Crudup says, girl, life be life in. Hey, Jess, you look beautiful, babe. Thank you so much, honey. Yes, life do be life in. And there is, again, so much that we need to talk about. I actually had to update my iPad because my other one crashed. We got little Franklin here at the background. This was a blessing in disguise, though. This is one of the things, too, that kind of opened up the door for us to start looking into better service. So I'll take the upgrades where I can get them. I'm okay with that. Okay. Chantel says, hey, Jess, I miss you, girl. Let's go. Yep. The comments just dropped down to the bottom. Javan said, hey, sister, leaving the gym now. Couldn't miss this. Thank you so much for joining and literally making me or this moment a part of your mind, body, soul, healthcare routine. And the inspiration to go to the gym is just so present in the room. I'm really happy to have you share that you're coming back from the gym. Okay. Franklin is so cute, right? Isn't he so cute? Let me show you. He's so cute. Look at that. That's my screensaver and my wallpaper. And it's like, I was showing my boyfriend this. There's a bunch of like steak right there, little orange hearts, a cupcake, just all of it. The destroyer is coming, says you still doesn't have a boyfriend yet. I think what you're trying to say is you still don't have a boyfriend yet. But yeah, of course I have a partner and no personal questions. Chrissy says, it's good to be in your presence. Thank you so much, honey. Paige says, I love it so much. It's perfect. Thank you. I thought so too. Alyssa says, working out and dancing. I swear, I almost thought, should I have gone the dancing route in life? Girl, do what works for you, honey. Beloved says, cute. Okay. Yeah. Alisa says, because the way music has been moving me lately, girl, go with it. Go with the flow. go with it. And I met someone in Costa Rica, and I hope that she's doing well. And I'm just going to send her intentions right now, like positive intentions while I'm thinking about her. We were in the water. We were at the ocean on this beach. There was mountains all around, and these like velociraptor birds just kind of flying around in a circle. The waves are pulling us out and pulling us back in, pulling us out and pulling us back in. And my brain as a Virgo was like, wow, I feel really safe right now. But this is definitely the feeling of being supported by divine feminine energy and the divine and the universe and all of these different energies, but also my Virgo mindset, like my Virgo brain to analyze things was like safety. Just because I'm in a new country, like literally leave it to a Virgo to like always come crashing in with like a moment of truth. But I'm like, just because we're in a new country just because we feel like we're safe in this new place, we have to remember that the ocean is the ocean regardless. And even though you're on this magical trip, you're with magical people, we still have to respect the powers that be. And I just remember being like, I'm going to ground myself into the sand a little bit further. Yeah. So funny. Okay, Laura Howard says, I want a dog so bad. Yeah, puppies are where it's at. And Applicable Magic says, I highly recommend adopting. Back to the comment of owning a dog. Yeah, I used to have my first dog, all of my dogs before Franklin and Nova were actually always adopted from the Humane Society. Everybody has their own path, though. I do recommend adopting though too. Karma says the ocean is the ocean regardless. Yep. She's always going to be the ocean. The ocean's going to ocean. Ivy says, do you still have baby Nova? She is not a baby anymore. And yes, she's definitely here. Yep. Self-discovery says, I just got here and I feel your pure vibes already. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, honey. I really appreciate that. Rebecca says, I missed my dog. She was a true soulmate. Dogs and cats. I had a cat, Moochie, and he too was like a soulmate for me. I never thought that I would ever really bond with a cat. I like cats. I like all animals, but the bond that I had with Moochie was definitely something else. Yep, Shayla took the words right out my mouth. She said, I'm more of a cat person myself. Well, those weren't my words, but I was just thinking about that. Priscilla says, I'm a cat lover, but I would get a Rottweiler. Yeah. Laura says, hold on, let me catch up. Laura says, okay, wait. Kelly says, I'm really glad I was able to catch this. I love you, Jess. I love you too. Wow. The first Noelle says, my cat lived for 20 years and I miss her every day. I know. They're not here long enough. Goddess Say says, I want a Great Dane. I wanted a Great Dane too. That was actually, I've always been a dog person. Always. As a kid, I would always walk around with an encyclopedia of dogs. Actually, now I think about it, I have a photo of me sitting on a bench, like reading this blue book. I'll see if I can find it. Reading this blue book that was like dogs. And I just would study all the different breeds, all the different temperaments. And when I finally got my first dog, Rizzo, we adopted him from the Humane Society. He was battered, abused just so bad, so bad. His fur was matted. He had chains wrapped around his like mouth to keep his mouth shut. They found him walking the streets. It was bad. He didn't trust anybody. He didn't like anybody, but he liked me. My mom saw him, and he's actually named after Rizzo the rat from the Muppets because he literally looked like a Muppet. Like he looked like the rat. The Rizzo the rat from the Muppets. And she was like, that's the one. Of course, she's an Aquarius. So she's like, that one right there. And I was like, okay, if that's the puppy. But honestly, he was perfect. And I nursed him back to health, like poured into him, worked on building his trust. I was so committed to him, worked on building his trust. I can't even talk about it now because I still get emotional. This was so many years ago. And he did not like anybody. He came with me everywhere. I was so broke. I was a kid, but I worked to spend time with my dog. And that sounds weird, but like I would have to travel sometimes, like fly back and forth, and I would always pay for a ticket for him. And $300 or $200 was a lot for a plane ticket for me. And I would always pay it, whatever it cost. And the divine timing of how he passed was beyond, and that's a whole nother story, but he changed everything for me when it came to the bond that is possible that you can have with a dog, especially one that was so broken and so scared and so traumatized by its experiences. And I spoiled him rotten. Like, he would have little outfits and he actually enjoyed being doted on. It wasn't like if I put a jacket on Nova, she kind of freezes and just kind of stays there. Franklin will wear it proudly, and like just dance around the house. But Nova doesn't like clothes. Rizzo, on the other hand, he was, guys, 10 minutes. We've been live for 10 minutes already. Holy shoot. See what happens? Time flies when you're talking about your dogs. As above, so below, says Jess, I'm glad to be here with you. Speaking of Costa Rica, are you planning any retreats for 2024? I would love to join one. Not for 2024. 2024 for me is going to be the year of, I don't want to say falling back, but there just won't be travel. Fingers crossed. I would really like to keep it so that there's no travel. Wholesome Living says, oh, hell yeah, definitely. Unless for like work, but not retreats right now. We're going to take a little break and hiatus for now. There was the opportunity to do a retreat in February. Well, that's actually right now. Wow. That I was thinking about, but no. But if you are interested in retreats in the future or anything involving BehatiLife, me, events, things that I've got going on, the best way to go always is the newsletter. You can sign up at BehatiLife.com. Okay. Yeah, Jordan says, of course, Franklin loves clothes. He's so cute. Yeah. Venus Flytrap says, during a recent group meditation, we visualized a place of safety and bliss. My mind's eye went to snuggling with my dog and her nuzzled into my neck, the ultimate feeling of unconditional love. That is so, so beautiful. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Applicable Magic says, a year of grounding. I have set intention. A part of it is grounding, but the other part is, I don't really want to say it on the internet right now because not everybody has good intentions for me. Yeah. Oh, Brooklyn Rose says, make sure you give our hardworking girl a like. I'm going to pin that because thank you for seeing how hard I work. That's number one. I really appreciate that validation. And number two, yes, please. There is 355 people who are in the chat right now and 165 likes. So if we could just switch that. And having said that, I'm going to go live on the TikTok. While I'm sitting up for TikTok, please know that that you can carry on. Oh, my TikTok is Jessica. Wait, no. My TikTok is BehatiLife, and then I have another one, Jessica Alexandria. Okay, we're gonna set this up. When I go live, stay here. You guys are 1000% my main priority. Sorry, I should have set this up before. You guys are 100% my main priority. So if you get a notification to move from YouTube to TikTok, I would prefer that you stay with YouTube. All right, you guys. So welcome back to Astro Chat Live. If you're meeting for the first time, my name is Jessica Alexandria. I'm the creator of BehatiLife Apothecary, professional astrologer, tarot, and intuitive reader. It's so funny. Today, Mondays, we have been revisiting going live for Astro Chat Live. It was something that I used to do way back in the day, maybe a year and a half ago. We would go live every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this was our time to connect with the stars, to connect with the planets, to connect with the energies and see how they're impacting us down here on Earth. Now, I do want to say that when I'm going through the astrology charts and everything that's been going on, I don't look at each individual transit. To me, that would limit us in so many different ways. With these types of readings, I'm looking at the entirety of the chart and how this is going to be impacting us. These readings tend to be very specific, but towards a general audience. So I will show you the energies that we're working with. However, where these energies are falling in your life depends. It can vary. It can show up in your love life. It can show up in your relationships, like friendships. It can show up in your subconscious, 12th house energies. It can show up in children, creation, your work, your home environment. It can show up you as a whole, where you're just under this whole sphere of like total reform of your identity and how you present yourself to the world. So it just really matters on where these planets are falling, like where these planets are moving through your personal chart. With that, there is a rule that I have that it's very important that you do not ask. Well, it's very important that you understand that I won't be able to answer personal questions because number one, we have only an hour. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot of time when it comes to all the things that it is that we absolutely need to talk about for the week ahead. And number two, it would take me way too much time. A typical reading with me can be anywhere, if we're going deep, it can go anywhere between 2 hours to 3 hours and then some. And that's across the board, right? Unless we're just focusing on one transit, which that one transit could take an hour. I'm not even kidding. So just keep that in mind. Personal questions are intriguing for everyone. I've realized that. But we steer away from personal questions again because it's taking away from the time that you would need in order to build your life, build your relationship, maximize your time, here on earth. I don't think that talking about me is that interesting. Believe me, all I do is work and garden. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and dive into these transits. It's interesting because what I originally wanted to talk to you guys about totally pivoted as I was sitting here and just kind of vibing with myself and preparing myself for our live this afternoon. Before I dive into what I will be talking about, which of course are the transits of this week, but one specific in particular, I want to take a few steps back and look at where we're at right now. Why the energy is the way that it is right now before we start looking into where we're going and how things are going to unfold. I really believe that knowing how things, hold on a second. I really believe that knowing how things, like the energy, how things are going to show up and how things are going to pan out is important. But oftentimes for validation, for confirmation, I think it's important, to take a step back and look at already what has been happening. So first things first, the one thing that's really been standing out to me is the fact that Mars, the planet of our drive, our ambition, and that fight, that masculine energy that lives within every single one of us, is transiting through the sign of Aquarius right now, almost directly conjunct Venus, but found itself perfectly conjunct Pluto. And this was, let me check my notes, the 14th. This was Valentine's Day. Across the board, how was your Valentine's Day? I'm really curious. But with these type of energies, fortunately and unfortunately, this starts to push out like a pimple. There's this overarching energy of pushing out like a pimple parts of our relationship dynamics and parts of how we view ourselves, even how we spend our money, what we think is important. Those parts of our life are getting pushed up like a really aggressive pimple. These are things that you cannot sweep under the rug. You can't ignore them any longer. Even if you wanted to, there's too much energy right now looking at the entirety of the chart that is asking you to be fully aware of exactly what's in front of your face, not believing what people are saying, not believing what they say their intention is, but how do they show up and how do they move? It's one thing to say to someone, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. This is what I'm promising you. But Mars rules what we actually chase, what we actually prioritize, what we actually put first. You can say till you're blue in the face, I want to prioritize you. I want to do this. I want to I'm working on this. I'm about that life. I'm about this business. I'm about my money. But at the end of the day, if you're Mars, if the way that this energy of Mars is pulling you and distracting you, you ain't about shit. But the same things or whatever it is that you find yourself chasing. So with Pluto, Pluto is the planet of transformation. It's the planet. Oh, did we lose the camera? No, I think we're good. Pluto is a planet of transformation. It's the planet of death, regeneration, rebirth, power, control, manipulation. Manipulation, not in the sense of using the word in a negative way, but understanding how powerful we are and how that power, our own will, can influence, impact the environment around us, the relationships around us. So when these two planets, when they merge in the sign of Aquarius, and there's a lot of energy that's been lingering in the sign of Aquarius lately. So we are now just recently in Pisces season. Before that, though, leading into this shift just now. Sorry, guys. Let me double check this real quick. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know what day it was. I should have just looked at my MacBook. February 19th. So today's February 19th, Monday. Yesterday's Pisces season actually began. Before that, we were in the realms of Aquarius. Aquarius naturally rules detachment. The only way for us to be able to, Cherie says, Marie, oh my God, I've been following you for years on YouTube. I didn't even know you did TikTok live. It's kind of brand new for me to do TikTok live, but it's working right now. For those of you guys that are watching on TikTok, please follow me here, please. Not going to beg, but please follow me. Or if you don't know that I have a YouTube channel, I'm live on YouTube right now. We go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Okay. But anyways, moving back, Aquarius, the only way to be able to understand and see, did I kick that? See things for what they actually are is to detach, not because you don't care, not because it's not important, but oftentimes, I don't know if you guys have realized this or if you can vibe with that. Thank you, Gypsy Rose, or thank you, Gypsy Queen, for the rose. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but oftentimes when you care about something, being too close to it and being too involved with it doesn't allow you to do what's right for the situation. And that is pretty much how I would sum up the energy of Aquarius, is that oftentimes to do the right thing, it means that you have to do something that is difficult. You have to do something that defies your emotions. You have to look towards the future. And that means that you might have to feel the feelings of the present, skip through it. Not skip through it, be present in it, feel it all. But also Aquarius is very much known for distracting and finding things to like busy itself. So if that's what you have to do, for me, I'm someone who kind of feels my emotions. I'm wondering if you guys can relate to this as well, where it's like being too close, to bring it back to my full point, being too close to something that you really care about can honestly make you a little vulnerable, so that you can't do what you need to do, what's right for you or right for the energy as a whole. That's going to be a problem, right? So think about, I'm going to use an example here. Think about the times where you're in a relationship where this person or the energy, your boss, whoever, they don't respect you. They say that they do, but they make promises. There's an offer, there's like a bait, a little carrot that they dangle in front of your face. But at the end of the day, they end up choosing someone else. The promotion goes over here. You end up getting disrespected as far as the boundaries that happens with your time for yourself, for your family. And it's your desire to prove to them, to prove to the organization, to the company, that I deserve this role, that makes it so you can't see how much you need to pull up and out of that situation, that it has become toxic, it's draining, it doesn't serve you, definitely not now, but it definitely doesn't look good for the future. It's that connection, that addiction, that need, that subconscious shadow aspect, that need to prove, that is keeping you in a situation that would be better off discarded. Right? So with Mars and Pluto, that's a metaphor, but for some of you guys, you might be able to relate to it. With Mars ruling what we chase, ruling what we want to go after, ruling sometimes not always what we want to do, but what we end up doing. Think about this. This is going to be a difficult one, right? This is going to be tough. think about like children dynamics. This is like a parent that says, I'm going to show up for you. I love you. All of this is for you. Now, this might be a little triggery, but this is a perfect way to describe this. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to be there for you. I love you. All of this is for you. But their action, and that's their words. But when push comes to shove, they don't show up at the end of the day. That they end up choosing to be on their phones instead of present with their child when their child is talking to them. Or instead of going for a walk and spending that quality time or listening or going to the baseball game instead of taking on another project at work, it's like, sorry, TikTok is doing the most. Instead of doing the work and actually showing up in the way that would make the difference, their words end up meaning nothing to the child. So it's not that that parent didn't want to show up. It's the fact that consistently they end up choosing other things, whether it be things that they can't control or things that they just subconsciously maybe prioritize over the child. And that can be a little triggering, especially if you're a parent and you're just like, no, I love my child. But what do your actions show? Are you present? Especially children, they absorb everything. So little triggery of an example, but it's what I'm trying to hit home is that Mars usually reveals what you inevitably end up chasing. And that, especially if it's something that you keep choosing again and again, whether it be a habit, whether it be a person, whether it be promoting someone else, at the end of the day, your words mean nothing because how you showed up speaks everything, right? And Mars says that if you wish to fix this, if you wish to heal this, you have to detach again and see bigger picture. How do I need to show up? How do I need to improve? How can I evolve myself? And this is another thing too that I want to talk to you guys about. How can I evolve and shape myself to be someone who others can count on, to be the person that it is that I see myself as? And this kind of brings me around full circle to what it was. Yeah. Rose Matter says, ouch, ouch, 100% truth. Yep. Beloved says, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Mars rules action. And when Mars is transiting through Aquarius, conjunct Pluto, best case scenario, me being optimistic, me being positive about the situation, someone may feel powerless or their situation, it is what it is, so they can't really show up. My concern is that not only say the negative side, but the realistic side of me says that sometimes people show what they find important. And when we're in Aquarius season or we have Aquarius energy, people will naturally begin to detach because they don't see a future with it. Remember, Aquarius looks into the future. Aquarius looks into the future. Aquarius, they say Aquarius can predict the future or invent the future, right? Because it has a vision of what it wants. So when you start seeing someone or energy kind of pulling away, it's because subconsciously it's thinking, it's moving in alignment with what the future has in store for it. So Pluto and Mars together again are revealing a lot by people's actions. And what I want to tell you guys is I really believe that astrology shows you the energy, and astrology doesn't sugarcoat it. And girl, neither do I, right? So just like if we're shuffling with the tarot, just like if we're working with tarot, it will show the current climate. It will show the current environment. The more that you know, the more that you can kind of pivot and change accordingly to empower yourself and to match your intention for how you want things to kind of unfold. So for me, if I was in this situation where I'm like, okay, also, let me just say this is not just how others take care of you or how others view you or how others prioritize you. It's what you're prioritizing for yourself. It is what you see yourself detaching from. It's what you no longer are attracted to. It's also this divine message that you are feeling and sensing like electricity of where the future is headed, where your future is headed. And this could deviate so greatly from where you think that you're going, because that's the thing. Aquarius energy is big on invention. The idea had to come from somewhere. You could be intelligent, you could be dumb as a bag of rocks, or an in between. But that idea, these brilliant inventions, they just kind of come regardless of how awesome you are or how, you know, underwhelming you are. I don't know another way to say that. So, but really, when there's an invention, sometimes it does come from brilliance, but other times it's like a lightning bolt to the head and it comes from out of nowhere. So think about how you are inventing your life right now, where these ideas, this feeling, this detachment, and this pull are things that you can't necessarily explain them. You can feel them, but they're literally taking you to where your future may go. And let me can tell you right now, with Pluto, and this is what I want to talk to you guys about. With Pluto now transiting through the sign of Aquarius, we have to understand that when Pluto was transiting through the sign of Capricorn, it was an old friend. It was old reliable. It was something that was constant, something that was predictable, something that wasn't ideal, because we saw it breaking down government, politics, big business, entrepreneurship, people in positions of power, politics. Did I say that? Medicine. What do you call big pharma? Big pharma. Hey guys, if you guys are joining in real quick, go ahead and give that video. Oh wow, we're kind of caught up on likes. Thank you so much. Taurus Godmother said face card. Ibby says, Jess, I miss you. I miss you too, honey. I'm so glad to be back. You guys know I needed the time. I'm just so glad to be back. It was a year, but we're back really better than ever. And I learned, right? Sorry, last thing I'll say before I jump back into talking about Pluto transiting through Capricorn and big pharma. But I learned balance. And that was something that was really difficult for me, because as someone who's born on the autumn equinox, I really have to strive for that when I'm someone who is very, very passionate, very, very drivey, very, very ambitious, and I will stick with my guns and lock my teeth in. And to not operate in the same way that I was such a fucking mind fuck for me. Sorry, TikTok is going to start hitting me. So YouTube, I'm really trying to not curse as much. But yeah, it was really tough, but we are balancing, and that this is going to be our new normal. So thank you guys again so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, Ashan says yes to balance. Janine Bain, girl, you've been with me since day one, almost. She said, I'm so happy to be here. Me too. I am. So she lives. Hello, my birthday is tomorrow. I think I'm gonna play hooky from work. Girl, do it. Do it. Do it. Amanda XO says, you made my fucking night. Thank you, honey. October Blue says, I'm so here for this. I feel breach. I feel breach in this rebirth. Yes. Jay Moo says, it's okay. You're hot. I know. I be knowing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about this rebirth, because that's essentially what it is that I'm seeing in the charts. It's just in a new area of our lives. Why? Because Pluto was transiting through the sign of Capricorn for so long. It was an old devil. And I'm going to call it devil because Capricorn energy naturally rules the devil card. Can you guys think of a Capricorn in your life that kind of reminds you of the devil, like something that you should say no to, or maybe you should say yes to, or something that you like, something that you can't break away from? Curious. I can't relate to that. It's going to sound like I'm dropping hints here. I'm not. I'm in a very committed relationship. We're good. Interestingly enough, he's an Aquarius. But yeah. Yeah, no said no. The rich black girl said yes. Yes. No says a lot of Capricorns. Yep. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder how Capricorns are faring. Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon. How are you guys feeling? Are you good? Are you good? The reason why I ask is, again, with Pluto transiting, I just can't imagine, especially Capricorn moon. Fuck that. Capricorn sun, sure, maybe. Capricorn moon, ouch. Okay. Um, yeah. Sorry. Amanda says my Cap Moon friend would say they're dying. Yeah. Megan says my girlfriend is a Capricorn. How is she? She okay? Perennial Wellness says Capricorn Moon and I. Oh, we lost that part of her conversation. Oh, she said she's good. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Capricorn Moon here. IDK, but it's a ride. Yeah. Samantha said Capricorn's hard pass. Cap boyfriend has been going through it. Yeah. I wonder too with money and resources for them and like value and just life and like how they've lived. Just be real, you know. Okay. My father-in-law is a Cap son, lost his job and is going through deep depression. Damn, sending him energy, positive energy. That's tough. Yep. Beauty's Beholder said my sister and mother-in-law are a Capricorn and my past and great grandmother was one too. Wow. Ashley says, I will say I started crying uncontrollably on Saturday. It's good that you're getting it out. That's the other thing too. So the reason why I'm bringing up Capricorn energy is because when Pluto was transiting through the sign of Capricorn, it was just the complete and utter shakedown of these bigger entities, like these larger organized things that have been established since the beginning of time that we're getting shaken down, right? So now, even though it wasn't the most ideal situation, even though a lot of things kind of got brought up to the surface, it was necessary. I'm going to leave politics out of this. I don't like when people assume that I'm ever putting my political opinion in. If I've ever even hinted at my political opinions, it was on my personal Instagram. I would never bring that to BehatiLife. My messages, I'm very responsible for the work that is I bring here. So we're going to leave politics out of that. But these types of conversations and the breakdown and the dynamic of power control and how people were using their power, abusing their power were things that we needed to minimally talk about. At the end of the day, it was a devil that we were comfortable with. And now that Pluto is just now brand new in the sign of Aquarius, that energy is now being infused in a totally new area in your life. I'm pretty sure that Pluto is going to go retrograde around October. I don't even have my notes. I have my my chart pulled up here, but when it comes to timing, I'm pretty sure it's October, but don't hold me to it because I'm pulling charts every day, all day, every day. I can't even remember my own personal chart. So it will retrace its steps back into the realms of Capricorn. We'll see how that goes. But for the most part, this energy is being hyper focused and the burning down has started initiating in Aquarius energy. If you can pull up your charts, your natal chart, and see what Aquarius rules within your chart. What does Aquarius rule within your chart? Now, for those of you guys that say Aquarius rules nothing in my chart, I've got no planets in Aquarius. That's not necessarily true. You may not have planets that fall in the sign of Aquarius within your natal, but Aquarius does rule a piece of your life, right? This is where literally the universe, the planets, the divine are striking a very powerful match, or they've lit a ticking time bomb of some sort. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, but Pluto is one of the most intense. No, let me take that back. Pluto is the most intense planet in our entire zodiac, in our entire astrology planets that we deal with on everyday basis. Pluto rules death, regeneration, rebirth. It's the phoenix rising up from the ashes, but not before there is a power cleanse in that area of our life. Yep. Q says which house exactly. So let me show you for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about here. This is the chart. I hope you guys can see that. This is the chart. Meow. Okay. And Aquarius is these little squiggly lines here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Aquarius is this squiggly line right here. And whatever the lines are missing here, but usually there's a pie, like a pie that is ruled by that squiggly line. Like just pretend that there's a little pie slice right there. Whatever number that pie slice is ruled by is the house that Aquarius rules. Even if it's on the cusp, it's still important. We still want to consider it. Okay. That is where you're going to start seeing this power cleanse. That's where you're also going to need to give yourself a lot of ample space, room, grace, kindness. That is also going to reveal to you the parts of your world and your life that are in need of an overhaul. It doesn't matter. Let's say if this is ruling your 11th house of relationships, friendships, connections, social media, acquaintances, social clubs. It doesn't matter if you've known these people your entire life. Pluto is going to come through and say, listen, who they are or how you're changing, how you evolved is not going to, this is not going to be something that we can sustain. There's parts of it that we have to go through because there's a dynamic shift. A lot of this energy is going to come from your own growth, or the growth of another person where you guys may be misaligned now. Intentions don't align. Respect might be something that's being called into question, especially now. Just, fill in the blank, right? Is this something to be fearful of? No. Pluto energy is empowering. It's empowering. Can it feel like a bulldoze? Can it feel aggressive? Can it feel like a total wiping out of certain energies? Yes. Of the energies that it's focusing on at this moment in time? Yes, but only if you are someone who can't find balance within yourself. Let's say you're someone who's only operating from masculine energy. Oh, this is happening, so I'm going to go out and fight this and force this and make this happen. That's the abuse or the subconscious pulling up, I guess, or just a desire to kind of control how the demolition is happening. And remember, Pluto rules our ability to control. There's moments where it's absolutely imperative, important that we take a step back and we allow the divine, the universe, angels, our guides, ancestors, the cosmic alignment to do what it is that it's going to do. And we do not rush the process. If you are someone, I cannot tell you how many of my clients are like, Jess, you got to be kidding me. I've been going through this for a year. When is it going to end? And I have to confidently, constructively, and in a way that doesn't crush their hopes and dreams, tell them that a year is nothing. These transits take a whole lot. They take years. And you got to give a lot of grace to the situation. And in the eyes of time, a year is nothing. It may seem like forever to you, but it's usually because they're not taking their time to listen, to learn, to record. That's the other thing too. You are a living legend right now. You are a living legend. You are in a new moment in history. You are what the history books are going to be writing about years from now, right? This generation right here, we're in it, whether you like it or not, whether you're recycling Y2K outfits and fashion choices, which if that's the case, please let me know what you're buying because I'm just curious. I'd like to see. It's nice for me as a child of 1987, born in 1987. It's nice for me to go back to the times where we were watching Spice Girls and I just loved them so much. I was just watching the old clips of like Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, but that's a little later on. Clarissa Explains It All. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Do you guys remember that? Are You Afraid of the Dark? I used to like, Real Monsters. I used to love that. I was such a little creepy kid even back in the day. I loved Halloween. Anyway, Oldsmobile Thompson says, no, we're on 2009 nostalgia over here. Oh, okay. I don't know. Fantastic Baby says, fine girl for tracksuits. Say less. Let me find out. What's a tracksuit? Like Juicy Couture? Am I aging myself again? Fine girl for tracksuits. Is that your business? If it is, good for you for making me write that down. Gabriella says, how have you been on for long? I just caught you. 43 minutes and 49 seconds so far. Juicy is in again. Do you guys remember the Daydreamer bags? Those were one of those bags that another one of those things that I couldn't afford. And I'm tempted. I heard that they were circulating around in TJ Maxx, those Burlington Coat Factory, I think is where I heard. I'm tempted. I really want like a black one with the ribbons. Because they remind me of like the cool girls back in the day. And I was just like, damn, that bag. And I like a bag. I do. Anyway, With Aquarius energy, though, Pluto now transiting through the sign of Aquarius, this is one of those times, again, where you're really going to want to slow down. Any time when there's a Pluto transit, which is going to be always, there's always going to be a Pluto transit. Pluto doesn't just evaporate just because the news says, hey, Pluto is a dwarf planet now and doesn't exist. Now, Pluto still is aggressively influencing our life here on Earth, at least how I believe and how I see it. Not only, and I'm the most skeptical person. So when I have clients and when I'm looking at my life and everything that's unfolding, my family, my friends, and they're all kind of saying the same things. Holy shit, the shit is hitting the fan. What do I do? There's a breakdown. I'm just like, well, let me predict where, by what you're saying, let me predict where I might see this within your chart. Pull up the chart, boom, it's confirmed. So these are things that we want to look at. We do not want to rush through these transits. If so, we will find ourselves exhausted, burnt out, crushed. And Pluto can be one of those planets where, depending on what is going on in your personal chart, it can be life-threatening. And I say this not to say that Pluto will wipe you out, but oftentimes we ourselves, if we are not equipped to slow down, to ask for help, to take into consideration how this planet is influencing us, the lifestyle choices that we do, that we know are toxic, that we know are bad, that we know that we should have cut out, that we could become reborn again. This is the type of thing that will just, because of your own choices. So if you're empowered, you know to do better, right? We know to do better. For an example, I think it's the 27 club. Think about that, right? It's that Saturn. Anytime we're getting anywhere near a Saturn return and a birthday, we're in the realms of red flag territory for me when it comes to life and death. But especially if you have questionable lifestyle choices, let's say if you're someone who already, and you would know this because you've already seen signs of this, and maybe this is too controversial for the internet, but I'm just telling you, keep it 100 with you. Let's say you've been pulled over. Let's say you've had accidents in the past. You drive too fast. You drive drunk. You drive when it's raining. You skid around corners and you don't give a fuck. And it's your birthday. These are things that it's like, well, what did you, I don't want to say this, but those are around the times, and they're just like, is there a coincidence? Is this, no, there's some validity to it. Anytime we have a Saturn return, it's the karma, the consequences of our actions coming around full circle, and a solar return will wipe that shit out. Rebecca says, I turned 27 this year. It's scaring me. No, you do not need to be scared. You need to, again, be empowered, right? Empower your choices. When I was in my Saturn return, if you look at my chart, what I was doing, I was grinding, building my business, building my brand. But remember how I said in the very beginning, right? I just kept showing up like a psychopath. That's probably not the most appropriate thing to say on the internet, but I was literally, first thing I would do, the drive, the ambition, the commitment, the borderline addiction. It's not even addiction, but I was just so stuck and so set and just so like, this is my routine. I'm not pivoting. I'm not deviating away from this, is what helped build BehatiLife today. However, where I now struggle with is breaking that same pattern that helped me establish. And it took years for it to be where it is at today. And I'm still figuring out how to ease off. So even as I'm talking to you, I'm under the same umbrella. I'm under the same bed of stars, under the same influences. For me, it showed up differently for me. However, if you use these planets constructively, actually, now that I think about it, that also working like that almost took me out too, if you think about it. But anyways, that's a topic for another story. For the most of us, though, all of us, the majority of us, we learn how to do better. We learn the lessons, we learn the karma, we live through it, and we are better because of it. When you're entering into, and I'll have a whole nother video about Saturn return, maybe on my TikTok or maybe on YouTube, or I was even thinking about opening up another branch for a Sacred Circle Tarot School about astrology, just kind of breaking all those things down. We'll see. Again, just kind of being careful how I show up and all the different ways that I show up. But yeah, Saturn returns help to build you as a person. They help to mature you as a person and help to really set in concrete your foundation so that the rest of your life can be something that is solid. A lot of people get married during their Saturn returns. A lot of people get divorced because they got married too early during their Saturn return and they didn't use wisdom in order to choose their partners. They felt more obligated or just kind of went on a whim, but they go through it, they separate, and they're better because of it. And there's so many people that can relate to that. So to have fear for a Saturn return is not at all welcomed for me to tell you that, because there's just so much opportunity and so much things to advance and to help you. Okay. Your Saturn return is wonderful. It's a wonderful time. My Saturn return defined me as an adult, as it should and as it would. Oldsmobile Thompson says, wow, my Saturn return was rough. Oh my God. So that didn't help. No, I promise everybody's different. I'd like to personally see your chart, but that's not going to happen right now. Okay. Oh, wow. I am so hungry. Side note, I made an amazing tuna sandwich last night with kimchi pickles. Have you guys ever had kimchi pickles? It was like literally 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, I was up making a tuna melt on English muffin. I'm still thinking about it to this day. Y'all know I can cook, right? Y'all know I can cook. Just be in the kitchen at all hours of the day, morning, night. Just side note, feel free to follow me on Queen Bee Homestead Co. TikTok, Instagram. I'm going to be sharing, and I have been, my gardening and cooking and those types of things, because you guys have been asking for it since forever. And I'm doing it already. I might as well just kind of share. I kind of broke through that shyness that I naturally have. And I'm just pushing and sharing, especially now that I'm told to slow down. Wow. Oh, goodness. Wow. Applicable Magic says, I'm glad I'm not the only one who eats that late. Girl, no, we're probably eating at the same time. Same time. Text me. Send me a DM and let me know if you're up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, and I will see it and show you exactly what it is that I'm eating too, because I am awake at those times. All right. We didn't get to talk too much. Well, that's actually what I did want to talk about. Just in general, on the 22nd, Venus and Mars are going to be directly conjunct each other in the sign of Aquarius. This is another time too where the internet is going to tell you, oh wow, attraction, love, desire, merging with drive, ambition, fire, sparks fly, chemistry. If we just look at that one transit, then yeah, but then you walk out of it and you're like, fuck, why didn't it happen? Well, because there's a lot of transits here that are kind of pulling things in different directions and maybe causing some frustration. So what I would do is use that Thursday as a time to self-empower, to self-nourish, to believe in your brand, to add some more spice into your creative projects, your hobbies. If in this process you happen to be one of the super lucky ones to feel the sparks flying in the chemistry, which can happen, I just don't necessarily see it as hard as I would in another chart, even though we are in, and I promise you right now, I've been doing this a long time, and I know how the internet and how Google, like if you search Google right now, look at the top trending topics of like this week, they're going to probably be saying things along the lines that the sun is in Pisces, and Pisces rules romance and attraction and love and magnetism. And then Mars ruling masculine energy and Venus ruling feminine. They meet together and all of a sudden sparks fly. Yes and no. The love and the attraction and those types of things has the potential to be there. But more than anything, I think this is one of those times where looking into our passion projects and being inspired, self-care, looking into how we observe ourselves when things go right or go wrong, when we're not being seen, when we're not being observed. Do we still hold ourselves in the same regard? Do we still value ourselves in the same way? If someone was kind of pouring love into our cup, can we pour that love within ourselves? Is this one of those times too, especially as Mercury is entering the sign of Pisces shortly after? Is this one of those times too where you should be really merging what you have been attracted to with now actionable steps, especially when it comes to visions that you have for yourself? If anything, this is the week for really taking seriously this picture that you have for your life. on turning that hobby or turning, like, really pursuing your hobbies, really pursuing your craft, really highlighting why you love it so much. And I don't say chasing that, but valuing it, prioritizing it, right? This is someone who, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this in Behati Love Notes membership, like my reading that it is I do for everyone throughout the month of just, divinely timed readings. But anyways, I think we talked about this there where I just kind of saw someone doing like hobbies or crafting. No, I did. It was the latest video. I don't want to spill the beans on this too much, but I really started seeing someone who has like crafts, cooking or something, and just really taking their time to savor the pleasure and the experience and to enjoy it. I even actually saw them kind of like building an altar. Oldsmobile Thompson says, Jessica, do you have a discount code for Squarespace? I do. The discount code for the website for Behati Love Notes is V as in Victor Day 30, and that's 30% off the Behati Love Notes subscription. And that is going to expire the 21st, I believe. The 21st. So you guys have minimal. Outside of that, it's $15 a month membership. And that's for those who are signing up for the first time. Okay, but moving forward, this is one of those times that if you guys have a vision, if you have a dream, if you have hobbies, especially when it comes to aesthetic, things that make you, maybe not aesthetic, but like things that make you feel good, things that make you feel cozy, things that you are drawn to. It seems superficial, but it's like why I got this mug, because I'm Hufflepuff, Of course I got it. It's important to me because it represents things that I really cherish and I enjoy, which is Harry Potter novels, all of them. Things that I cherish and I enjoy, my class, my house that I got sorted into a long time ago and still keeps getting sorted into till this day. It represents are you guys Hufflepuff? Where are we at? Hufflepuff. Oh my God. Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw. Where are we at? Yeah. So even though it seems simple and stupid, it makes me joyful to it makes me have joy to see this. And also think about aesthetic. I put coffee in this mug, but if I go to a coffee shop and they didn't care about their aesthetic and they just kind of like pump coffee out, I don't want it as much. So there's these things that it takes away the charm, it takes away the special, the magnetism that it readily deserves. You're not putting on a front, you're not putting on airs, you're giving it the sauce, the juice, the pizzazz, the wow that it actually has. But people will be turned off. You might be turned off because it's not capturing the aesthetic. So what I'm saying here is that for some of you guys, if you're in that season in your life where things are kind of pulling you, Fine Girl 33 says, I think I'm Gryffindor. Okay. Wow. The first Noelle says, proud Slytherin with a Slytherin scarf and pins. Oh, no, that's right. I have a bunch of Hufflepuff gear. Yeah. Wow. Priscilla says, I don't eat at fast food as much for aesthetic reasons. Huh. Gryffindor. Yeah, Diwa says Gryffindor. Emily Banks says, I want to be Ravenclaw, but I'm most likely. She said Shufflepuff. I'm Shufflepuff. Eclectic Kingdom says Ravenclaw. Miss Bocelli. Wow. Do you know that my boyfriend owns a restaurant called Bocelli in Tampa? If you guys are in Tampa, please go ahead and visit Bocelli Modern Italian Restaurant. And side note, I actually do their social media. Isn't that crazy? Who knew? Who knew? Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Every time when you go to Bocelli Tampa on Instagram and you see a story or social media, I've been helping him. He asked me to help him, so I've been doing that. Isn't that wild? Priscilla says that's wild. I know. Who has time? Who the fuck has time? I know. When I agreed, I was just like, but his passion, he helps me with BehatiLife a lot. Well, in the ways that he went to school for business and like restaurant hospitality. So I didn't, right? My head is in the clouds. I'm up in the stars. I've always been a bit of a cloudy head, foggy person, very passionate and focused on astrology and tarot, esoteric symbolism, intuition, but there's that side of me that will not. So he's been working on behind the scenes. So it's like an exchange that we've been doing. I get paid, but it's been an exchange that we've been doing where I've been helping with BehatiLife. But isn't that fun? I haven't told a lot of people. I only told like my close friends, very close friends, a few of his family, and obviously the people that work there, they see me all the time. But I love, because their food, I'm going off, but their food is fire. Their food is fire. They don't need the social media help because they have literally, oh my God, don't even get me started. Anyway, it's so, whoa. Kyrie says, paid in sex. Sorry, dark humor. No, honey, money. Shmoney. You're so funny. Janine says, you go, girl. You're a rock star. Thank you, honey. Yeah, Priscilla says, we won't tell. Thank you. Just if you go and they follow them, just be like, hey, I'm following because Jess from BehatiLife. That's my girl. That's my friends. We're on the internet. We're internet friends. Yeah, BehatiLife. I'm sorry, Bocelli, Tampa. Go. Also, he owns the ice cream store. I don't tell anybody this. He owns the ice cream store next door. So fire. Okay, guys, we pivoted. One thing I do want to talk to you guys about is the full moon that's happening in the sign of Virgo. Virgo. That's the 24th, Saturday. I'm going to have a whole video about that. So even though we're probably going to be ending there, I want to tell you to subscribe to the YouTube channel because I will definitely be breaking down the entirety of that full moon, and I will also be incorporating tarot intuitive and shuffling for that energy as well. For everyone else, guys, thank you so much for joining me for Astro Chat Live. It is so nice. It was so wonderful to be back and to chit chat with you guys to talk about these transits. Do follow me on TikTok at BehatiLife, on Instagram at BehatiLife. My second, Queen Bee Homestead Co. For those of you guys that don't know, I have chickens, homestead, gardening right now. It's crazy when I say it all. And these are the things that it is that I do. I notoriously take the things that is I love and I turn them into work. Just very much things that I'm passionate about. I really love eating healthy, taking care of my body, eating as clean as possible with the occasional Taco Bell, as you guys can see. Anyway. So yeah, Queen Bee Homestead Co. Body butters are not opening up. Apothecary is actually shutting down. Well, closing. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I'm marking things as sold out. I'm not shutting the apothecary down, but around the full moon, there's a few more items that is I want to create for my clients before I send them out. Things to set intention, things to manifest. Obviously, my mind, my heart is definitely focused right now on people who have creative passions, creative things for their job, hobbies, joy, getting their life back as far as joy with Magick, setting intention. That's really where this energy is kind of going. For love and romance, recovery after breakups, those are other things too. And of course, because of the Sun transiting through Pisces and Mars, Venus conjunction, I will also be delving in the realms of romance, love, attraction, relationships, so that you too can have your life partner in your life. I just love that for you. I really do. So all of those things can be found at BehatiLife.com. When it comes to Magick intention, that's my spirituality. That's my practice. And yeah, everything else is Jessica X Alexandria, Queen Bee Homestead. There's just a lot. There's a lot. I didn't lie when I said I got a lot going on. Okay, bye TikTok. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Love you. Bye. And YouTube, guys, thank you so much. Self-Discovery 33 says, love the lives, Jess. So thank you for showing up here. I love you. I love you too. The next live is going to be the 26th, Monday. And that's February the 26th, a Monday. We will be going live. It's not until March. One of my best friends is flying down to come see me and come hang. It's March something that he's coming down. One of those months, I think March 11th is when I won't be going live. But outside of that, I'm pretty sure February 26th, I'm going live. Those 2 Mondays. following February 26th and March 4th. But of course, sign up for the newsletter at BehatiLife.com. And yeah, you'll get all the notifications. Alicia Pinko says, March 11th is my birthday. Happy solar return, honey. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.